What's up, everybody? Welcome to What's Up with the podcast. I am Will Watson, aka Watts in the Box, and I am joined by my wonderful co-hosts and very good friends, Alan and AJ. Welcome, guys. How's it going today?
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday. Sunday is a good day for me. I don't have work.
Same.
Sunday.
Sunday. I like that we all had the same thought there.
Sunday.
Very
That's
nice,
the
very cool,
best.
Kanye.
You guys didn't do anything interesting today?
No, Sunday's just a catch-up day for me. I don't work.
It's more
on
of a
Monday.
mustard day for me.
Fair. I don't work tomorrow.
Get out.
So
Get out with that dad joke.
Hey, I am a dad.
Doesn't
I'm a
give me
dad
the right-
of 3.
So what? You have a monopoly on shitty jokes?
Yeah, I have a book actually right next to me that I can take out. Has a billion dad jokes in it.
Oh God.
Would you like me to take
What
it
if-
out?
No. Keep that away. Put that away. Don't ever take it out again.
It's called Dad Jokes: The Good, the Bad, and the Terrible.
Nice.
it should have been called The Good, the Bad, and the Dad. But
It definitely should have.
Dude,
That-
there's
they
a
really
serious
sleeping on
missed
that.
opportunity. You need to call them right now and explain how badly they screwed the pooch on that
You
one.
know what? I'm gonna have to reach out to Jimmy. Was it Jimmy Nero? Jimmy Nero. I have to reach out to him and be like, "Hey,
That's a pen name. That's a made-up name.
it probably is." Anyways, yeah, Alan, you said.
I was like, yeah, I'm doing good though. Today was just doing a few errands and kind of relaxing, and tomorrow's going to be the wrap up for the beginning of the week.
Oh yeah, and then you have a crazy ass Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Nah, let's not talk about that though, because you don't want to bring your mood down. Did you guys have anything of pop culture, any news?
I got 2 things to talk about actually.
Oh,
Ooh.
cool. All right. Ooh, woo. All right, let's hear it.
First things first is I've actually been starting to build up a collection of things again. I actually got a limited edition pop-up parade Isaac Clarke statue. It's pretty cool. I'm hoping that when we get video in the podcast, I can show them off. I got another one coming in. It's Clive from Final Fantasy. What was it, 16? It's going to be a nice statue of him, a couple inches of that, and some other ones I'm hoping to get at some point. The detail is astounding, honestly. I kind of want to get work on some painting because I was going to learn how to do 3D printing and hand painting. Because
Oh yeah.
the thing that's disappointing is that if you guys are familiar with Dead Space, he's got the light bar, the life bar, and his stasis
Mhm.
meter on the back.
Mm-hmm.
The color palette that chose for those, although resembling the color in the game, don't really pop that much. Ironically, for being pop-up parade.
Nice.
And I kind of want to make a vibrant, glowing after image on the color, and maybe splash some blood on him, like some red to look like a splash of blood. But I mean, other than that, it's the
Just cut
detail
your finger
is-
real quick and drip it
Yeah.
on.
The detail's staggering. He doesn't hold his pistol, the laser pistol, very well, and that's a little annoying. It fits rather loose, but it's great. It's cool, and I don't know. I just like those little decorations. I haven't really invested in a lot of small things like the Funko Pops or anything like that because I don't want to collect too much and then have a bunch of junk around. So this right now, this is cool to get started on this.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my exact problem with collecting is oh my God, this is so cool, but now I have like a house full of cool stuff and it's hard for me to throw cool stuff away. I'm just taking like 10-15 minutes a day I'm not a hoarder, but my wife calls me a hoarder cuz she's like a borderline minimalist.
Hmm.
And I just
Oh.
I just brought up today's project was bringing up a china cabinet that I got from my work. And I picked it
Well,
up
you
for
know
my
what hoarders
thing-
say. I'm not a hoarder.
Yeah, no. She's like, I think you're a hoarder. You're a freaking hoarder. And I'm like, I can't answer that because if I say no, then that's exactly what hoarders say.
Every time I think of hoarders, I think of the South Park episode where he's like, Stan, what are you going to do with this half-eaten sandwich? He's like, I don't know, maybe I can use it for later. He's like, Stan, I need you to decide right now because the maggots are crawling up my arm and biting my wrist.
Yeah.
He's like, but it's a good sandwich. He's like, Stan, it's got a bunch of maggots in it.
It's not quite that, or like those two brothers in New York City who like they were hoarders and they booby trapped their house, and there was like a certain way to get in, and they ended up passing away because of that. Which I just saw
Oh, I haven't heard
spoofed.
about that. That's crazy.
I
I never
forget the
heard that.
brothers. Dude, I'm gonna look that up now because I just my wife watches a show. I think it's called 911 on Hulu, and they just spoofed that. That was like one of their cases. These two hoarders, these two old brothers, and one guy almost died because like one of the tunnels you had to crawl through to get through his house because there's just so much stuff in there. It collapsed on him.
The other topic I have is not exactly what we were talking about before.
Oh, the
I've been
Collier
reading.
brothers.
I've
Sorry.
been reading a lot of books again, or more audiobooks because for work I drive. And I just finished a series a friend recommended to me a while back, Mistborn. It's really good. The first book, I should say, not the whole series. Took me 3
What's it?
days.
What's it called?
Mistborn.
Mistborn, like
Yep,
MIST.
yep, by Brandon Sanderson. It's great. Hits all the boxes for me. Things I like when it comes to like characters, development, fantasy, um, plot, bunch of stuff. It's got a lot of political structures in it, and a lot of character strife, and like how they evolve from that and how they overcome stuff. It threw a couple curveballs, which I wasn't expecting, which was interesting. And I forgot what the reader's name was on because I was listening as an audiobook, and he did the voices great. It helped to really add to the to envision the book, if you will. So like listening to them doing their voices, doing the accents and other things that he had, it really pulled me in. So I like that. It was really nice. It was really interesting. I didn't think audiobooks were going to be as good since when I read, I have to reread and digest what I'm reading. With the audiobooks, I didn't have to do that.
Dude, I have that. I have that same problem. And I listened to an audiobook by Murray Walker, who's a very famous and well-known Formula One presenter. He
Mm.
did it for a long time, and I'm like, Spotify just started introducing like, oh, there's a bunch of free audiobooks, check it out. And I did, and I'm like, so it was narrated by Murray Walker, and I listened to the whole thing. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Wow, I can do audiobooks now. This is great.
For like audiobooks, I don't tend to listen to a lot of audiobooks. For me, it's more so just podcasts. AJ, I think it was you that I was talking to, or maybe it was Alan. I don't know.
Oh, you told me
But I was
that.
like, I have like 30 plus podcasts that I listen to throughout the week at work.
The thing with I'll have to get some podcasts from you because the thing is a lot of the podcasts I've listened to, uh, they got so detailed into something that it was, and this seems weird. They got so detailed into a conversation that I would lose track of what I was doing at work, or I would be so busy at work I'd lose track of what they were saying. With the book, it was so much more mindless, even though it was detailed and it was a story. That was something that was really easy for me to digest while working for some reason. That or I'll listen to a podcast and some of it will just get too much and I won't really enjoy it. Sometimes the conversation will go so AWOL that I wasn't really able to focus on it. Most of the time I do D&D podcasts.
Yeah, so then you definitely don't
No,
want to
gosh,
touch
yeah.
any of those scripted like audio only podcasts, like because they are full on story with all the sound effects, basically like watching a movie, but without the visual. And I listen to those types of things constantly on top of the regular podcasts where it's just like a talk show. Like podcasts are what get me through the day, and then once I'm done listening to my 30 plus podcasts
Yeah.
throughout the week, I just listen to music.
Hmm.
Or I find a new one and download all theirs and listen to them. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
It's
always
always good to
adding
have
more.
some variety.
Yeah. Well, AJ, did you have any
Yeah. So me and my buddy, I call him my brother. I've known the kid since elementary school. Me and my brother beat Portal 2 the other day.
Oh,
I worked
nice.
all night.
I haven't played that in
Hmm.
I
forever.
worked all day, all night Thursday, and all day Friday. So when I come home, that was a 24-hour shift.
Gross.
When I work a long shift, I try to time it so I go home and I immediately I go right to bed like as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I sleep for about 4 or 5 hours, and then I wake up. I do some stuff for a couple hours, and then I go back to bed again. So yeah, that night I think I only slept because I had to work Saturday. So I think Friday and Friday night I only slept like 8 hours total, but it was broken up in two pieces. So I woke up Saturday like feeling fine. It helps you recover from the long shifts.
Oh, that makes sense.
But anyways, we had started playing Portal 2 before the winter, and we've had a couple chances to hop back into it because he's been busy, I've been busy, and he's 3 hours behind us. Um, and so we got back on it and we beat it.
Very nice.
And I was like, wow, I thought that was a whole nother level. That's it.
Yeah,
what's the playtime
and-
on that?
very quick. That's good.
Our playtime?
Yeah, like how
can-
long did it take you guys? I don't know what the general
Hold
playtime
on.
is.
Let me go to my profile. Don't look up the general playtime because I'm gonna feel stupid.
As I'm typing it into this.
It says 10 hours on record,
Yours?
but I know there's an hour or two of that is probably just us fucking around.
Yeah, so that makes it's 8.5 hours in length is the average for Portal 2.
Okay, all right. I don't feel as dumb now. 'Cause
No,
there
you're
was,
good.
dude, there was one. Of course, I was like sleep deprived. I was extremely tired. This was like way early in the winter. There was one level we spent literally half an hour on,
Oh
and
wow.
we just couldn't. We had to like, okay, we need to stop. We both need to go to bed. It's 1 a.m. It
My
was like
God.
a Saturday night, so we didn't have work the next day. But still,
You should see me play Cuphead.
dude, I want Cuphead so badly. I want Cuphead.
Oh, it's brutal.
I love the
It's
story behind it. I love
horrendous.
everything about it.
I love it
But I just
so
haven't.
much. It's just so fucking difficult, and it shouldn't be. It drives me insane. I actually just posted, I think, 2 videos on my YouTube. One of them is like 45 minutes long. The other one's like, I think, 10 minutes long of me just playing. And dude, I got so mad. At one point, I actually have to bleep out a very inappropriate word. Because I get
Whoa.
so pissed.
Jeez. You ever thought about just not?
Yeah, maybe not on stream. And then, just control my words if I do.
I get that though. I've had moments before where I'm getting so mad about something, or it's just like, you know what? I'm good. After
Yeah.
getting over that part, you're just like, and then you just walk away.
Oh yeah,
Try to
another game
anyway.
like that, honestly, for me is Hollow Knight. I don't know if you guys have played that, but that game drives me insane. It's like
I have not.
once you learn the mechanics of each of the boss fights, it's insanely easy. But learning what each of the attacks are and where you're supposed to be and how you defeat them when you're playing against a boss fight in that game, it can take you forever. There was one point that I literally got so mad at it, I threw my controller across the room, I went back over, picked it up, deleted the game, didn't play it for 3 years.
Oh, jeez.
I get so I'm such a rager. It's ridiculous. I've gotten a lot better, but sometimes I still
I think I haven't played that. I played Cuphead a while back. I got it on PC to play with a friend, and turns out it wasn't crossplay or something. And I got it in Game Pass, I think. And it wasn't crossplay, so
It's on
I
Game Pass?
have it in
that sucks.
Steam.
I'm not sure if it's on Game Pass's Game Pass or I had it on Game Pass at one point, but I believe I actually just full out bought it.
No, we
Well, I
can
mean,
definitely
honestly,
figure it
yeah,
out.
I had no problem getting it, but it's like I don't have the time.
It's a hard game, and it's actually
That's
just
my
better
issue.
with co-op. I don't know sure if it's DLC or they're like tease another one, but they have I think 3-player because there's 3 characters, or you just choose a different character. There's a female Cuphead now.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I haven't been playing much lately aside from Helldivers though.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Ooh,
amazing
Helldivers.
game.
That, bro, I'm gonna look that up now.
You need to get it. We have to play, dude. I'm obsessed with it at this point. I'm
It's
literally
fantastic.
looking at my
Helldivers.
screen.
Well, I can't.
I'm looking at my main monitor, which has Helldivers on the screen. I'm just standing in the middle of my ship. I'm waiting to
renaming
play.
my ship right
Yep.
now. I'm trying to think of what I want to label it as.
Yeah,
Well, no,
It
we
was
just got
sort of battle before, but
Oh, look! I load up Steam store Helldivers 2 immediately front page.
Oh yeah, and $40 for this
Oh, yeah.
really good quality, really fun game honestly isn't a bad deal at all. Like that's crazy.
Well, I just don't have the time because me and my buddy just got back into Castle Crashers.
Oh my
Does anyone
god.
else remember that game?
I do,
Oh
yeah.
nah, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
long
I
time
do.
ago. Yeah.
Dude, it's oh my god. I've beat it like twice. I beat it on the 360. I beat it on the Xbox One, and I haven't beat it on PC yet.
I haven't played that game in like 10 years.
It's always a fun game. Well, we should play that instead because I have that.
Well, I don't, so I'd have to
No.
get it. Is this the same friend that you beat Portal with?
Yes.
You said
We
they
yeah
call you
we're
like your brother. Like you guys have known each other for a long. Do I know them?
yeah we grew up together. I didn't grow up on the same street, but all of our moms knew each other, and we still talk. And all of our moms talk to this day,
Oh wow.
even though he's all the way in Nevada. He's in the Air Force.
Oh
Um,
wait. Is it Zach?
yes,
Oh.
I've known him since the 4th grade.
Oh, that's crazy.
And yeah, what's funny is me and my wife went on our honeymoon, and we went out to Nevada where he is
Mm-hmm.
because we both wanted to go there anyways. And the running gag is that he was the third wheel on our honeymoon because he had.
Oh wait.
That seems awkward.
Didn't you have,
That seems
didn't you have
really
like
awkward.
a cutout of him or something like on the plane with you or something?
Yes. So
I
the
think I
first
saw that.
okay, me and the wife got married during COVID. This is gonna be my small talk. You guys can stop me if I'm talking too long.
Okay.
We got married during COVID. We decided to get married when COVID hit. Or we set the date for the wedding, and then COVID hit. So we were like, we didn't know what was going on. The venue was wicked cool about it. They're like, as soon as we get updates, we're gonna talk to you guys about it. And so we ended up working out. We had the small legal ceremony with like the best men, the bridesmaids, and our parents and grandparents there. That was it. And we were that way we could get married on the day and time that we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, hey, when we can open up again, when all this is over, you guys can have your big full wedding with everybody there. Wicked cool venue. So we did that, and Murray, he was deployed at the time, I think, so he couldn't obviously break away from that because he's in another country.
Right.
So his mom
Yeah,
got
right.
this idea. She's like, I have this. She printed up this like big picture of him in his dress blues. He looks wicked dapper, and made a little cardboard cutout on a stick. So, in a bunch of the wedding pictures from the first wedding, you can you can just see the cardboard cutout of him just
I remember
just like
seeing
over
that on
someone's
Facebook.
shoulder. And then we went on
I
a
remember seeing the picture of him, and yeah, like next over your shoulder on the plane. I remember seeing
yeah,
that.
yep,
It's funny.
on the plane. And my favorite one is Amber and I are doing this like big dramatic kiss. We're in this gazebo, and then you could just
Mhm.
see the head poking out from over the one of the railings.
That's
But
funny. I had a similar thing that a friend did a while back. An old friend, I guess, not really a friend anymore. We went to
Awkward.
what was that tech store?
Radio Shack.
No, it was like a really big tech store.
Circuit City?
FYI,
FYE
right? For your FYE is
for
what
your
it is.
entertainment.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I still have those around.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, for your entertainment. They had cardboard cutouts of Twilight characters that looked really
Oh, God.
real, and he grabbed an image of them around, like he's like hanging out with them. And I took a picture, and the
God.
way the lighting was almost made it perfect, like he was hanging out with Edward and Jacob from Twilight.
Oh my God.
It was so bad. He even like took pictures where he was like caressing them and stuff.
Was he pretending to be
funny.
the Bella?
Yeah, essentially.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, we'll have to see if Zach is ever available to like play with us too. Like if we can get like a fourth in. If there's
That'd be
games that
great,
he
yeah.
has that we also have and play too.
Castle Crashers.
You know what? I might have to get that. I do have some extra money on my Steam right now, so I could get it, and we could just bust out
I
some
don't
rounds.
want to make you get it. I'm just giving you crap.
I
But
mean,
yeah, we could. I'm sure.
I have extra. It's fine.
I'm sure there's a game that we all have in common, for sure.
But there's got to be, and
Oh,
if there
yeah.
isn't, like if it's like one person doesn't have it, like I'm sure we could help out or something, or that person could get it or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he'd
Yeah,
be.
we'll
I'm
definitely
sure he'd
do
be
that.
down to be on the podcast too, maybe as a
Yeah,
guest.
definitely, for sure. Yeah, definitely have him as a guest on the show. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple people I'd like to have on too. I got actually Alan, you met him, my brother. We were playing. Actually, we were playing
Yes.
Helldivers with him. the past like 3 nights.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we should only have
exactly.
my friends on the podcast, not yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should only
Okay.
have your friends on the
Yeah,
podcast.
my friends on your podcast.
Yeah. I don't want to consider this my podcast, even though it is based off of my name, you know.
It's.
Who are you?
Oh, thanks.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I'm down.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys have like family members or just friends or whatever that you wanted to bring on as like guests, that's absolutely okay. Just let me know so I can send them like a Riverside request or you guys
Sure.
or whatever. Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Okay, well, that was
Sounds good to
very
me.
interesting small talk. Very cool. I do now. I mean, that's actually a really good stopping point there for it. With 20 minutes in, that's actually worked out really well. I do actually have a topic for the day today. I believe I let you guys know already. There was just one day I was very interested in specific laws about a specific situation going on in my life, and I found just kind of a rabbit hole of other interesting laws, and I kind of wanted to delve into some of these. These are really funny. So I have the weirdest, or at least in my opinion, some of the weirdest state laws of the United States.
Ooh, I hope we get to New Hampshire because I know a couple really weird New Hampshire laws.
And I would love to hear some of them. I do have one from New Hampshire that I think is absolutely stupid of a law because I've done this myself.
Oh boy.
So,
Oh boy. You broke the law?
yeah,
Sorry,
I'm sure you guys have too. Let's be
Hold
real
on, let me.
here. Well,
Okay.
Okay, let me
we'll get
move
there,
my FBI
definitely.
agent into this chat. Hold on, give me 1 minute.
Okay, cool. Yeah, is that Ron or who is it?
How do you know, Ron?
I think state law is a little below the FBI's pay grade.
No,
I think.
Is it Federal Bureau of Investigation?
You'd be surprised.
Okay, well, I do have. I made a list here specifically of some weird ones from at least one of from all 50 states, but I don't really think we need to delve into all 50 of them. If we have time, I guess I can go deeper into it. But
Yeah.
I kind of picked out a couple of my favorites, and it's probably I don't know, like 15 to 20 here that are just I thought were just hilarious. So I'm just gonna go down the list. I have it by alphabetical order. If you guys have anything you like to say, you feel free to jump in. But for Alabama, we're starting off real hot with this one.
That's going real hot with that one, I guess.
Alabama, it is illegal to drive blindfolded.
Shouldn't that be a given though?
That's like one of those ones.
You know,
that
based
I
on
feel
our
like,
Bathurst Medicaid, I don't know if that's given at this point.
That's a good point.
So, to elaborate with how laws, I'm no lawyer, but like laws are generally made when someone does something that requires a law to be made. So that would imply that a bunch of people in Alabama were driving around with blindfolds on at one point.
Yeah.
Why? No idea.
Couldn't tell you. It's really dumb. I mean, definitely should be a nationwide law. I mean, just in my opinion.
I think so. Yeah, I would be okay with that possibly being a law. That's more than acceptable, I believe.
For sure.
Yikes.
All right, next one is interesting. It's Arizona. Donkeys are not allowed to sleep in a bathtub. They are allowed to sit, stand, and lay down in them, but they cannot sleep in them.
Interesting.
Why? Couldn't tell you. I don't know.
The saying isn't let sleeping let sleeping dogs lie, not that. So that's interesting. And the bathtub specifically, I really kind of lost for words at that one.
Oh, you know what? I actually have the website that I got some of these from. It's from goodhousekeeping.com. That's a very interesting website to get this from, so you can take this all with a grain of salt if you like. But it says, in the 1920s, a local dam broke, flooding a rancher's home. The rancher's donkey had become accustomed to sleeping in the bathtub, which filled with water and whisked him miles away. After working to rescue the animal, the town passed a law that prohibits donkeys from sleeping in the bathtub, though it's okay for them to stand in one.
Interesting.
What if they sleep standing? Is that like...
Oh my
There's a
god.
weird distinction between sleeping and standing in that.
Yeah, that's like if Pinocchio said my nose is gonna grow. What happens? What's the result?
Interesting question.
I don't know.
I mean, is he lying?
Is he lying or is he telling the truth? Because if he's lying, it's gonna grow, but that means he's also telling the truth. So I don't know. Yeah,
I
that
think in this context, it depends on what you're talking about when you say nose.
his nose.
Uh-huh.
Who knows, man?
Who knows? Anyways,
Pinocchio's.
Pinocchio knows. So we have California. It is illegal to whistle for a lost canary before 7 a.m.
See, that's got to be. I have a theory behind that.
Yeah.
That has to be
So
a very specific
you have a
situation.
canary and it's lost, and so you whistle for one.
Yeah, but what are exactly are the parameters for that? Is it like between 6 and 7, or is it after midnight until 7 a.m.? It doesn't clarify.
Yeah, that's
So technically, it's always before 7 a.m. It could be 7:01 a.m. and it's still set before 7 a.m.
right. You know, I really can't logically think of a lot of reasons why some of these would happen. They just seem like very specific circumstances.
See, the canary one, that's got to be some lady walking to work, and she kept getting like catcalled or whistled at, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm just whistling for my canary." He
That's
just made up
actually
something
really
stupid
good.
on the spot, and he just kept doing it, and finally the cops are like, "We got to do something about this prick." And so they made that very specific law illegal because, like you said, Alan, most laws are reactive; they're not
Right.
proactive. I say most just as like a general blanket statement because you're right. It takes someone. It's like there's laws that make sense. It's like, okay, here's the basics here. That's normal. But then weird situations come up. It's like there's no regulation for this. There's no law on the books. So hey, let's make one.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very good point that you make. Honestly, that it probably is a very, very similar situation to that. The website doesn't specifically say anything. They actually say we're not entirely sure how this bizarre law came about, but according to California.com, the city of Berkeley, California, prohibits anyone from whistling for their lost canary before the wee hours of 7 a.m.
Either that, or there was just a congressman who kept getting woken up by this irresponsible teenager and his bird. So he made that
It's
law.
like, fuck this fucking bird. I'm gonna no more whistling for it.
Could possibly just be a prank gone wrong to the point where someone did get irritated with it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I imagine that place that was state probably has a little curfew for the whole state as well. So if they're so restricted on laws based on time frames for the day and the night.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, there's a couple of other curfew ones that I have in here that are pretty interesting. In New York, slippers are banned after 10 p.m., which is, I feel like, the time you would use them.
What?
Yeah, so what are they gonna like? Are they like watching inside your home to make sure you're not wearing slippers?
Legit, I don't know. North Dakota cannot shoot fireworks after 11 p.m. You know what? I'm 100% okay with that one.
How is that a weird law?
It's not. I just
Yeah, that's
think it
totally
needs
normal.
I think that needs to be like nationwide, like for sure. That should just be a regular thing. Let's see. There's another one here that was like you can't. Oh yeah, you can't honk your horn near a sandwich shop after 9 p.m. in Arkansas.
Yeah, sure. Definitely won't be doing that.
Couldn't tell you why, but yeah. Anyways, I have another one here that I feel like should definitely just be a national one as well. In Kansas, it's illegal to screech your tires. It is absolutely banned in the entire state.
Interesting.
That should just be a national thing.
I've actually heard that before, and a lot of that it comes with people that are driving recklessly. So that's like one of those loose laws where they make a law in order to subjecticate people that are doing specific things without highlighting those specific things, because it's like one of those things we have to jump through hoops, right? So they can't make certain laws off of certain things because of what people are doing, because either it's commonplace with another like basis like of people driving, or there's already a law for it, so there's no like outreach for that. So with screeching of like the squealing of tires, you could say that would go in with accelerating excessively or accelerating around turns excessively. And there must be something for them like, oh, well, this specifically couldn't be dictated as a law and that can't be regulated. So in the instance of which a tire is squealing, then now you are liable for breaking the law. So that works.
Right.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we have another one here in Kentucky. A woman cannot marry the same man 4 times. She can do it 3.
Because that's
That
shame on you shame on me once, shame on you twice, or is it thrice or whatever? But shame on
What the hell are you
everyone
doing at 4
the fourth
times?
time.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. What's happening at
girl,
that
he
point?
ain't gonna change.
no.
He ain't gonna
3
change.
strikes, you're out, bro.
I mean, if you're honestly getting to a point where it's 3 strikes, you got a problem.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
not many happily ever after start with 3 divorce proceedings and another wedding. So
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm not judging.
No.
I feel like
I get divorce. Divorce happens, and I get that, but not 4 times. What the fuck?
after the second time, you probably should just not. Why specifically 4 times too? Like, it's just such a weird number to choose.
Again, one of those reactive laws, probably.
Exactly. So like, this couple probably got divorced and wanted to get married again for the 4th time. Their kids are probably like, guys, stop.
Yeah, knock
you
it off.
obviously
you
don't get
dum-dums.
along. This is hurting us more than anything. Will you just... Yeah, that's probably one of those reactive, not proactive. Definitely.
Stop.
Exactly.
Can't help.
In Michigan, it's illegal to sell your vehicle on a Sunday.
Interesting.
I couldn't tell you why, but I can tell you one thing's for sure. I'm definitely going to go look for cars on a Sunday so they don't hound me.
You gonna try to make someone else break the law? What it sounds like.
No, I'm going to go to these lots on a Sunday because they can't legally sell me a car on Sunday. If I go to Michigan,
Oh, you are on
I
a mission.
go looking for a car. I am on a mission to
A mission for
Yeah,
Michigan
to get a
and
car.
to get a car.
Yes, exactly. In Missouri, it is okay. I think I know like a wrestler or somebody that did this. So hopefully it wasn't in Missouri. It's illegal to wrestle bears.
I've actually think I've heard this
Isn't it like
before. Yeah.
Andre the Giant or somebody?
No, I
like,
think there was some
wrestled a
random.
bear?
I think it was some random person that went out in the woods and was actually trying to wrestle a bear, and I think he got killed. And this isn't
is
like
it
Bear
Tool?
Grylls or
They have
anything.
someone. There's a band that has a song about that. It's literally called "I Wrestled a Bear Once."
Well, that is
Hold on,
that's the band's name. It's called I Wrestled a Bear Once.
Oh,
I'm not
I
sure if
thought
that
it
has
was
any
like
correlation, but
I thought it was like a Tool song.
no, there is a band called I Wrestled a Bear Once.
Yeah, I just looked it up. That's interesting.
I'm not sure what the correlation is,
interesting.
but
Well, hopefully they're not from Missouri.
could be.
Yeah, they might be. Maybe that's
The
where they
origin
got
of
the
the
name from.
band's name was inspired by a comment made by Gary Busey on Comedy Central. That could describe anything. That man's a wacko.
The amount of things that man has said throughout his life.
Oh my god. Well, he wasn't a total nut job before he had that motorcycle accident. Then he's gone off the deep end.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard about back with the Suicide Squad when Jared Leto was playing Joker. Must I say terribly?
Oh yeah. Yikes.
I feel bad for Jared
there was.
Leto.
I
Is that how you
don't.
say that?
I wouldn't.
Well, he's like a solid actor.
Yeah, but he did really bad for that part.
Yeah.
Quite so.
That was a bad.
I feel like
take.
this is one of now. This is just my take on this situation. I feel like that was a role that he was talked into, and like a better agent would have prevented him being in that movie. But that's just speculation.
I don't know. He took it really seriously, and a lot of the decisions that were made about like how the Joker should look and act and what's going on, a lot of it I believe was actually his choice. Like he talked to the directors and everything and was like, "Hey, so maybe go this direction because we're trying to make this more modern." And he's less of like a New York gangster.
I mean,
type.
I will give it.
He's more of like modern day gangster.
I will give it to him. Like, it's an interesting take, but the take was not done well.
No, I feel like if the way what he did with the character, it should have been a different character, not the Joker. They
Yeah.
should have like introduced a new Batman villain or something instead.
Yeah, well, that's hard to do because you have people that read those comics. They're diehard fans. Introducing a new villain's always hard.
It probably would have
Reimagining a
been
villain
better
is
than doing
usually
Joker this way.
no. I think they could have done that Joker well. I think they could have made a Joker and told a different story that would have worked great because in that one, I believe, if I remember right, he actually within the whole movie is very abusive and betrays her instantaneously. Which is I could be wrong. I can't remember that movie actually at the top of my head, but he could have been like a very abusive, um, underground, drug lord kind of Joker, and I think that would have been an interesting take. But this everything about the acting and how he was, and especially since he didn't have many lines anyway, it was really hard to get like a nice layer to that for the right kind of Joker that he was doing. It wasn't
I also
good.
heard there was a lot of scenes with the Joker that were actually removed from the final cut. He actually was supposed to be in it a lot more.
Yeah, that was probably what didn't do the justice. It was either so bad they didn't want to put it in, or they just didn't give enough limelight to make it worth a damn.
Maybe. But either way, the inspiration of that topic there was that in Montana, it's illegal to give rats as presents, which is actually something that he did to his co hosts of that movie. He sent dead rats in the mail
Oh,
to his co hosts. Like Margot got one, I believe Ben got one. Yeah, that was like, it may not be true, but there was like, it was said that I think it was actually Margot that like talked about it, that said it, that said he really, really took the part seriously. He's an insane method actor, and he ended up sending
yeah,
like dead rats in the mail to his co-hosts.
yeah. I heard about
I was like,
the method
that's
What?
essay.
kind of fucked up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a yikes.
Yeah, that's seriously method. That's really deep. I don't know if I'd want to go that deeply into my
Oh.
character if I became an actor.
Yeah, I agree. That's a lot.
Okay, so I was like this whole time we were talking. I've seen parts of Suicide Squad, like with the Joker and Will
Mhm.
Smith in that one. But I was thinking, like, wait, the Joker wasn't in the Suicide Squad. The one that came out
Yeah,
in like
not
20.
the
Yeah,
Suicide
I
Squad.
was confusing the two. The Suicide. It's like that was a
Right.
fantastic movie.
That's
I
the
loved
second
that.
one. That's the sequel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that one was fantastic.
The Suicide Squad was awesome.
As was Birds of Prey. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I
Birds of
haven't
Prey
seen
was
that.
also fantastic. You should see that. It's really, really good. Yeah, it's Ewan McGregor plays Black Mask,
Oh
and he
wow.
does the character in a
Oh,
very,
what?
very interesting way. Yeah, it's you got to see it. I think it's on possibly on Netflix. I know it's on HBO, so I definitely
It
or
says it's
Max is
on
what it's called now.
Netflix and Hulu and Max and Sling.
Yeah, so I would definitely watch that. Put that on your list. It's fantastic. In my opinion, it's the best of the DC movies that have come out so far.
I'm personally more of a fan
I
of.
truly, truly enjoyed that.
I'm more of a
Now,
fan
here's the
of
thing: is that
the
I don't think
animated
that's
series for
that's a
DC.
situation of the low bar because
Oh,
DC
no,
hasn't
I
been
meant-
knocking out of the park like Marvel has been.
I meant of like the DCEU, the DC like cinematic universe. Like
Gotcha.
that.
Okay, I was gonna say for all
Yeah,
all
so
DC's
not like the
worth, I
animated,
think
no,
the
like-
animations are better, but you're not talking about that. I got you.
No, I meant like the Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman, like those that came out. That of all those that have come out, and then the Justice League, I would say Birds of Prey is my favorite.
Okay, yeah, fair. I
Right,
hear good
it was
things about
just
it all the time.
Very, very good. Yeah, it was
Interesting.
fantastic. All right, so back to the topic of the day here. So Nebraska, this one kind of goes with the marrying the same man 4 times. It's a marriage thing. Cannot get married if you have a venereal disease.
Huh?
How do they track that?
I don't know.
Do they
I
have to
guess if you
check?
have VD and it's like in the system, they have to check. Like on your wedding day, they're like, okay, lift up.
No, I imagine that it's one of those documents you have to provide like beforehand. Like, all right, give me a clean bill of health. No,
Yeah,
not your
yeah,
doctor's
probably.
records. Down below health.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. But yeah, no, you can't get married in Nebraska if you have VD. So good luck. You might want to move to another state.
I'm sure a lot of people probably get married in other states.
Yeah, probably.
I believe
just simply for reasons like that.
Yeah, exactly. Weird.
All right, here we are now on to New Hampshire. So, AJ, I know you said you had a couple here. Do you wanted to go first, and then I can end off with mine, or?
Sure. Okay. First one, I actually know the story behind this one because my parents
Oh,
used to live
cool.
on and they used to live like right off the beach in Hampton. It is illegal to pick up seaweed from the beach at night.
That one's the one I have.
Oh, is it?
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do you have
That's the one I said. I have definitely done that.
Do you have like the story behind it?
You know what? Let me jump to the New Hampshire one, and I'll see if it's there because I stopped following.
I got the story that this law was put into place in the early 70s because people started to pay attention to like conserving the environment and whatnot, and I guess people were pulling like they were picking up and taking away like living seaweed. I think there's one's called eelgrass and the other one's like rockwood or something like that. They were pulling like living seaweed that actually needs to be on the beach and it like helps out.
I love hearing Loretta's little voice behind you.
Oh, you can't hear that? No, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, she just got ready for bed.
Hey,
Baby, you want to sit on my lap?
She sounds like Boo. It's very cute.
She's much cuter than Boo. I can't. Okay, Loretta, here, take this controller. I give her a controller with no batteries in it, so she can like fidget with it.
Oh yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah. So that people were they were messing with like the coral and the seaweed life because they just started to pay attention to it, so they had to enact that law because it was hard to like during the day. You know, there's lifeguards there like, hey, you know, don't take that. There's lifeguards there like, hey, no, you can't take that. But at night, they can't just have cops just sit on the beach at night. So they just had to make it like part of their regular check. You know, hey, look for people. You know, and then fine them for it to get word of mouth to spread.
I think a lot of it too, it messes with the ecosystem when you remove seaweed, kelp, all those things, the plant life. It messes with the ecosystem for all the aquatic creatures in that area, how they circulate through that area, and on top of that, there's other businesses that have licenses specific for farming of these objects. Like seaweed makes seaweed chips, which are fantastic, by the way. But if you're collecting them, you're probably doing parts in controlling the market and things like that. Where there's probably I'm surprised it's only illegal in one.
I mean, it might be illegal in other states, but yeah, this is always one of those things. It's just maybe it's looped into other like fishing laws in other states, but this one like
this is a standalone.
It stands out.
As far as New Hampshire goes, I mean, we are a coastal state.
Which is weird. It's cool that we're considered a coastal state, but our amount of coastline is like pales in comparison to like every other state. Yeah,
it's like 50 miles.
It's like up Hampton and Rye Beach. That's it.
There's like nothing.
And then you got the state of Maine, where like 50% of the state touches the water.
Right. Yeah, on the website here it says in 1973, New Hampshire outlawed carrying or picking up seaweed off the beach at night. It's rumored that in colonial times, seaweed was used as fertilizer and was thus a hot commodity.
Interesting.
I don't know how you'd use it as fertilizer.
That would be why. I've never heard of such a thing. But
I mean, this is modern times, though, so
we have
maybe that was the
best.
At this point. Maybe that was the best it could come up with.
Maybe. Okay, well, this one it is possibly my favorite one, and you will know why. It's in New Mexico. Idiots are banned from voting.
Idiots?
I like that one. That one's great.
Yes, and
what qualifies as an idiot?
That's the funny part. So one law in the state of New Mexico prohibits idiots, quote unquote, as well as quote unquote insane persons convicted of a felonious or infamous crime from voting. To our knowledge, this crazy law isn't enforced elsewhere. So it just says idiots. So I'm assuming a stupid person, but who's to say? I feel like that's subjective. Or somebody with like a crime past. Which that one, maybe.
Well, let's see. Is the term idiot used in a political meaning?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's Google political meaning idiot.
Many political commentators, this is just
Same.
Google, by the way, said as early as 1856 have interpreted the word idiot as a reflection for the ancient
Athenians.
Athenians' attitudes to civil participation and private life, commonly the ancient meaning of private citizen. That's a
Yep,
Wikipedia
I see that
article.
too.
I don't know if that's true.
Idiot, a political etymology from haggardhawks.com. It's derived at length from the ancient Greek word idios, which essentially meant on one's own or private. So I don't know if they necessarily mean it's by somebody who is single.
I would imagine that they're probably saying someone who. I would say it's probably talking about independence and people don't affiliate to a party that's specific to
Maybe.
themselves. You can't vote for people that aren't part of
That's
a
a good
two-party
point.
system.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Because if you are independent, then you're not picking a side, so you're on your own. Yeah, that makes sense. That's
Yeah.
wow, we just broke that down. Look at us. Damn.
Got you.
Well, y'all
All
are so
right.
smart.
Right? All right. Well, moving on to Ohio, which is actually one of the places that I at one point was planning on moving to, which it's not now.
Gross.
Yeah, nah, I'm good. There's a lot of shit going on there that I don't want to delve into, but Ohio, you will not be seeing Will Watson. Anyways, it's
You're lost.
illegal to sell dyed chickens, like colored chickens.
Good. Oh, I could see that because there's like
Yep.
colored chickens that fetch a lot of money.
So I got a story about that.
I don't think that's weird of a that weird of a law.
Yeah, no, that should be national. Like they're talking
I
about like
agree.
putting like coloring like red, orange, yellow like on the chicken's feathers and then selling them.
Oh, not like chicken byproduct in the store.
No, like there's actual chicks that are dyed colors. It says rainbow rabbits and chickens are banned from all sales displays in Akron, Ohio due to animal cruelty violations. Buy Peeps instead. Well, don't buy Peeps because they're garbage.
Don't let my wife hear you say that.
I will say I have a story relative to this because I was assuming it was a talk about chicken byproducts like chicken breasts in the store.
No,
when I
like
worked
actual living chickens.
But that's also good too because I know people that have I don't know them personally, but I've heard of people that like do that to dogs or other animals, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
That seems relatively cruel, as the chemicals could be harmful, especially if it's
Exactly.
like a product that makes product like food a consumable. It's probably
Right.
not the best idea to be dyeing them.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's specifically due to animal cruelty violations, and I agree with it 100%. And I feel like that should be
Yeah.
national. So Ohio has something good about it. There we go. They got one good raw. All right, so we got Oklahoma. This one is also up there for me because it's like, why the fuck? In Oklahoma, it's illegal to trip a horse. Why
Interesting.
would you do that? Like, can either of you guys elaborate what would be the thought process behind tripping a horse in any way, shape, or form? Like, what's the end result for that?
You'll probably die because you're getting trampled by a 1,000-pound horse.
I mean,
that's a good point. So it's a suicide mission.
People die from that. Like you see horse jumpers and professional horseback riders, they die because they're horse, even with like the best helmets in the industry and armor, and it kills them.
Even if it falls on their legs, like their legs are, they have to get like amputated sometimes because they get crushed. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah,
that's not a good idea.
Yeah, just don't do that.
Simply don't do that. Why didn't I think of that?
Don't do that. Following along the same line as horses here, in Rhode Island, it's illegal to race them on the highway. If you didn't know that.
I would hope so. That's one of those ones where it's like one of those things where you got a lot of cars and things and trying to race horses on the highway with cars going over 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, that was definitely reactive.
A bad idea.
That was definitely a reactive law, I have to say. There's no way they just thought of that. Was like, that sounds right. Let's definitely make this a law that they can't do that. Like, no, they probably happened. They probably brought them onto the highway and had some, like, I don't know, drag race or whatever with them. Like, oh, my horse is faster than yours. No, mine's faster than yours. And then they raced, and then, and then death, and then laws.
Makes sense.
In South Dakota, sleeping in the cheese factory is outlawed.
What qualifies as the cheese factory? Is there like
I'm
a
assuming
singular cheese factory in the whole entire state?
I
Do you think they
I
meant
don't I
Cheesecake
think
Factory?
South Dakota. No, just it says cheese. Let me see. I'll elaborate into it more. Or is it South Dakota? I said South Dakota. Apparently, this was outlawed with the same logic behind not falling asleep at the wheel. It's not the wisest idea to be operating large machinery while dozing off. However, if the cheese is packaged, you're in the clear to work around the clock. Now it's an actual cheese factory. Like, because South Dakota is like the big dairy farms. Like, they have milk and cheese and stuff that they come from there. So
Sure.
that makes sense.
That's
Kinda.
that's interesting to specifically state the cheese factory as if it's an implied singular location.
Exactly. Like, there's only one of them in the entire gigantic state of South Dakota.
Yeah, it's the cheese factory, or
The.
not even
The
a
singular
specific
cheese
company.
Not even a. It's the.
The only one.
Instantly saw the problem, build another cheese factory in the whole entire state, and then sleep in that one because it's not the cheese factory; it's just a cheese factory.
Right.
Very important distinction there.
Exactly.
All right, this one right here made it so I never ever want to move to Texas because this was a business idea that I had and now I can't do it there. Human eyes cannot be sold.
Darn.
So, what
Right?
exactly was this a business that you were planning?
Yeah, you take the human eyes from people who have previously deceased. Their eyes are closed anyways when they're in the casket. You'll never know. And then you can sell them. You can make necklaces out of them, or you can use it as like
Uh-huh.
props for horror. Yeah. Or, there's some cannibals out there. I'm sure they wanted to try some. So if you keep it on ice, I'm sure it tastes great when you cook it up. What? Only me?
Yeah, you lost me. But I mean, I think that's probably based on organ donation because I
Probably.
think there's actually some laws on not using eyes for organ donation, and I don't remember why.
Oh, right here, yeah. In Texas, you can't sell a human eye. Other human organs and tissues are included in this law too, like the kidney, liver, heart, lung, pancreas, bone, or any other organ that doesn't include hair or blood.
I would imagine that probably came from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and other things like it.
That's a good point.
That there was probably some horrifying instance where there was people that were trafficking humans and killing them for their parts.
But see, those people specifically, those are my people that I'm trying to make this business for. They were the cannibals. They're the ones that wanted to eat the eyeballs and the shit. So you see what I'm saying? Like, come on, Texas. It's a business opportunity that I can't go through with now. No,
Shame,
you're still
apparently.
still
Just
not
a big
on
shame.
you're still not on the
No.
bandwagon here.
I never got on the wagon to begin with.
Oh, damn. Well, anyways, in Vermont, it is illegal to
Vermint.
wear. Yeah, Vermont. Well, this is fitting. It's illegal for women to wear fake teeth without their husband's approval.
That's
God.
That's a little
Okay.
sexist.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's such a weird specification of the law between the husband's choice and the fake teeth.
It's very matriarchal. Patriarchal. Like it's just my
Well, even if
husband
you took that,
decides what I get to
yeah.
do with my teeth.
Even then, if you take that out, it's just like why the teeth as an issue to begin with.
Specifically the teeth, I know.
Yeah, because
honestly,
those are
like-
two clearly big issues in itself. But one just seems absurd.
Oh, we're
Obviously,
making a
the latter
callback
is
here.
absurd too.
Making a callback here to the dad jokes segment of the podcast. Here's
Oh,
one
no.
jaw-dropping law for you. In Vermont, it's technically mandatory for women to get written permission from their husbands if they want to opt for false teeth. Better let your hubby know you're eyeing those shiny veneers.
That seems like one of those old draconian laws back before a woman couldn't even like leave the house
Yes.
without like men's permission.
Back in like the
Yeah.
1800s, yeah, definitely.
Quite archaic.
Not a fan at all. Oh, in Wisconsin, butter substitutes are banned without permission.
I think that's something to do with FDA food laws and how they didn't pass. There was like a long time ago, people were talking about how margarine was super bad for you, and that's technically there was a whole campaign issue between Margin and I can't believe it's not butter, and I think it was
Oh
either
yeah.
a scandal to make I can't believe it's not butter go under because of people were saying it was actually just Margin or something else. I can't remember. So I think some states passed laws just
Is it
to
like
get rid of
vegetable
the
oil or
issue.
whatever?
Yeah, they just passed laws to just get rid of the issue.
Yeah, I mean you definitely could be right. According to the website, however, it says that public eating establishments may not serve margarine as a substitute for butter unless requested by the customer in fear of sudden allergic reactions. So I guess in
Oh,
this situation, it was somebody asked for butter and then got maybe like a peanut oil margarine or something. I don't know.
I guess so.
Because I mean, I get like if you make like a margarine out of like peanut oil or vegetable oil or olive oil or something, and you're like allergic to that item, like you definitely are gonna go into anaphylactic shock, possibly die. So
Probably.
that makes sense. All right, and then the last one that I had here that I marked is for Wyoming. It says buildings that cost more than $100,000 must display fancy art.
Huh.
And I'm really curious as to like, what if I don't? Because my house is worth more than 3 times that. So, and I don't have fancy art up. I have wood carving of a Squirtle behind me. So,
That's fancy.
I
Seems
don't know.
fancy enough.
I don't know if I don't know what constitutes as fancy, and I don't know what if I don't have fancy art. But according to the website, it says new buildings that cost such a pretty penny to build, which $100,000 is not a lot of money
Excuse
for
me,
a house.
$100,000 is not a lot of money.
For a house,
That's true.
That's really not a lot of money, no.
like that's a very cheap
Bro,
house.
that won't even buy you a nice trailer.
Exactly, you get a shit trailer.
You get
It says,
shit,
yeah,
and not the trailer. Probably.
you'd get just the land and maybe that.
No. The trailer's the cheapest part of that deal. The land is expensive as heck.
Oh yeah, maybe. But right here it says new buildings that cost such a pretty penny to build must have 1% of funds allocated to art for the building. This law was enacted thanks to, I want to say NASA, but it's NASA's mission, National Assembly of State Art Agencies. Who the hell are you to tell me what I have to put on my walls?
Specifically in that state, anyway.
Yeah, specifically in Wyoming.
That seems weird.
Well, good
It
thing I
seems
don't plan on
kind of
moving to Wyoming.
yeah, same. That seems kind of like a strategy for them to market their own goods to people. Well, if you're gonna have them, you might as well have our product. Like what?
I mean, that sounds like art fraud, like money laundering. That situation. Like, oh no, I have to have this art in here. That's why it's here.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
A choice. A choice.
So we are at an hour for the recording here, but I don't know if you guys wanted me to kind of like quick fire
down.
through some of the other ones or wind down.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'll just read these off pretty quickly. You make do with it what you will. According to this website, Alaska, you can't put an animal in the back of an open vehicle. I'm assuming that means like pickup truck or something like that,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Makes sense.
maybe just an open window of a car. I don't know.
Animals more or less falling out of vehicles, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. In Arkansas, we read this one. You cannot honk your horn near a sandwich shop after 9 p.m. In Colorado, you cannot have a couch on your porch. This one. I didn't even see this one before. This one's very interesting. A pickle must be able to bounce in Connecticut.
Probably an FDA food thing again. That is such a really.
It's gotta be like there's
That's
no
gonna
way
be a
that's
new
not,
job
like, an
position where
FDA
they have
thing or,
some
like,
dude. Yeah, there's like you're a pickle bouncer now.
you're a pickle bouncer now.
All right, cool.
Oh,
This
that's
pickle is
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. That's exactly what your job is. You just look at different pickles and balance them and make sure that they go. And you're like, all right, this one's malleable. Bend and see if it bounces, and it just doesn't bounce. You're like, nah, bad pickle.
Bad pickle. Go to your room. In Delaware, you cannot sell dog or cat hair.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't.
What?
Weird. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't
Okay,
think I really
moving
want to
on.
know that one. Florida, legal parking fees towards animals must be paid. I don't.
Bro, who's
I-
out there on a horse getting a parking ticket? That's got to be what that's about.
Probably. Once upon a time in Florida, because legal fees have to be paid for animal parking, including elephants, camels, and horses. This law
Why are
took
horses
effect in the
mentioned last on
19th.
that list?
Right? How are there even camels in America? Besides at a zoo?
Not naturally.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think
so.
they're just in
No.
a zoo. So why is camels on this list? And elephants, same thing. We don't have them strolling around. Like horses, we have wild horses. But elephants and camels, what the hell? And this is in Florida of all places. Fucking Florida. I don't even want to delve into that one. We're just gonna
Oh
continue.
boy, that's a whole episode.
That's
of,
a whole nother
You
episode.
could
Fucking
just
Florida,
say
man.
that. Oh, fucking Florida.
Fucking Florida. That's what the F in Florida stands for. Fucking
you
Florida.
don't hear memes about Massachusetts, man,
You don't.
or California, man. It's always Florida, man.
You really don't. It's always Florida, man. It's fantastic. Anyways, in Georgia, you cannot live on a boat for more than 30 days. Sure. In Hawaii, you cannot put a coin in your ear. I don't know why you'd want to, but okay, you can't do that in Hawaii. So all you Hawaiians
They don't
out
like
there,
magic tricks, apparently.
oh,
Damn.
you know what? Possibly that's the situation. Let's see. Magic shows must be boring in the Rainbow State, especially. Apparently, this strange law was enacted to protect the Kingdom of Hawaii coinage when Hawaii officially joined the United States in 1900. Okay.
Interesting.
In Idaho, it's illegal to sweep debris into the street. I 100% agree with this one. That should be national law as well. Keep that shit out the road. In Illinois, this one's kind of stupid. Underage culinary students cannot drink alcohol. I feel like they should be able to. That's kind of like the military. Like, these people are volunteering to fight for our country and risk our lives, yet they can't drink.
Yeah, I've always disagreed with that. I think that's totally BS.
I feel like once you
Because-
are in the military, you should be, like, in a way, grandfathered into being able to drink because, holy shit, name a more stressful situation.
Yeah,
I think we should
exactly.
just make it so you can drink at 18.
I don't know about that one, though, because there are kids that end up being 18 in high school. Like, you
Well, you
turn
can't-
18 in your senior year, so, like, I don't know.
You can't. There's a lot of things you can't do in high school, but that doesn't stop them.
That's a good
I mean,
point.
honestly, making a
You'd still
clause
drink.
specifically stating that if you're in the military, then
I mean,
Why
that's a good way to get recruitment up.
That's a good
I
point,
hope
yeah.
not.
Because I just feel like if you were able to drink at 18 and you turned 18, let's say in like February, you still have like 4 months left of school. You can just bring a 40 into school as like your water bottle. Like,
You're not going to get away with that for very long, but sure, because there's kids that did that and they didn't
I
get
mean,
away with it.
it's true, but I mean, if it's legal, then who's to stop them?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still
I don't know.
against school
That's why
rules.
for me, it's just like I don't know. That's a good point. School rules, yeah. But either way, yep, can't drink alcohol as a culinary student. I find that really dumb because a lot of times you're pairing your wine with the specific meal that you are preparing. Like, wouldn't you want to taste it to see if it pairs well? It's kind of a normal thing in cooking.
Yeah, that's actually what you generally do while you're doing cooking.
Exactly.
Tasting it as you go.
Tasting. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think I said this one. No, I didn't. Indiana, riding horses faster than 10 miles an hour is banned. There's no point in having a horse then. In Iowa, you cannot throw bricks
What's
onto
whole
the
point of
highway.
doing-
Yeah, I know.
That's a specific situation that probably happened.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we got a lot of the list here. Let's. I'll read a couple more, and I think we can probably call it there because we're getting up to about an hour 10. So we got
It's been an hour
Louisiana.
10?
You
Wow.
cannot send surprise pizzas. In
damn.
Maine, this one sucks because this is. I don't know. I don't even understand this one. In Maine, you cannot park in front of a Dunkin' Donuts. So I guess you have to use the drive-through. Like you can't use their parking lot. I don't know.
The surprise pizza one's funny. That one just makes me think of it's not delivery, it's a porno. But you know.
All right, moving on. In Maryland, sleeveless shirts are banned in public parks. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then
Yeah.
Massachusetts, you cannot tell fortunes without a certification.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah,
A lot of
that's
these
interesting.
a lot of these are really weird. I will agree. Holy crap!
Yeah, some of these are just like, why is that a law? Why is that a thing? Like, I gotta say this is the last one here. Hold on. New Jersey, it is illegal to commit a crime while wearing a bulletproof vest.
One would assume
So
that a
if you
bulletproof
have to
vest
commit
is
a
the
crime
intention
and
of.
you're worried of, that's interesting.
One at a time,
Yeah.
children.
Sorry.
I would say if you're committing a crime, if you're wearing a bulletproof vest and intend to commit a crime, I feel like that's it's probably a good combination for getting rid of a law having a law there specifically for making sure you don't.
Right. But I feel
It's
like
weird.
the committing a crime part of this is already the illegal part.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
So we
like,
could just remove the bulletproof vest part because what does it matter whether I have
well, but
one
to
or
be honest
not?
with
I
you,
still committed a crime.
if you have a bulletproof vest, you're probably doing something illegal, right? Like, why would you have one?
Right,
Yeah,
but I
agree
mean
with
that's
that.
just
I think maybe there were so many bank robberies in there, and they'd like, hey, what are you doing with that bulletproof vest? Oh, it's not illegal to wear a bulletproof vest, man. I'm just walking
Probably.
downtown wearing it. And then, like, they couldn't stop you for probable cause because it's not illegal. And then now they can because it's illegal to wear a bulletproof vest.
no, it's only while committing a crime. It specifically says committing a crime while wearing a bulletproof vest is
Oh, that whole
illegal.
theory was just blown to bits. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, so it's while committing a crime, which is why I'm like, isn't it kind of redundant to put in the bulletproof vest part? Because the illegal part of that is committing a crime already.
Sheet.
No.
All right, well, I think we can wrap it up there. I enjoyed that one a lot. Some of these laws are just absolutely ridiculous. Some of them should just be national law, and some of them are just what? Did you guys have
That's a
anything
good
you
way to
wanted
sum it
to? What? What's
What?
up? Did you guys have anything you wanted to say before we wrap up here?
No, I mean, some of those are obvious. Some of them have reasons, I guess. But I guess to say that people will just make laws over anything, and people will be stupid enough to try to make people do those laws, like make those laws or break them or whatever have you. And good God, people are really crazy to think that they would be trying to attempt some of these, and that the fact that they had to turn them into law just specifically because.
Specifically for that. Yep. Okay, well, thank you everyone for watching with your ears. If you like the show, make sure to hit that follow button so you know when the next episode launches. Also, make sure to give us a review, and we might even read it live on the podcast. If you would like to be a guest on the show and have something interesting, funny, or crazy to share, you can contact me at contactwatson, that's CONTACTWATSYN @gmail.com. Again, thank you all for showing your support. Tune in next time to find out what's up. We done.
Yeah.